printer making a funny noise, maybe a loud clicking noise or a grounding noise, most likely, or maybe you have a mechanical error, we're going to go over a few steps on how to check your printer. So first thing that we want to do is we want to open up our printer and we want to make sure that our card gauge is set to 30. Also, we want to fan our cards apart, taking them out of the machine, fanning them apart like a deck of cards. This is going to help break any static on the machine. Let's go ahead and make just that down just a tad here because we have a 30 mil card. So we want to make sure that we're set right at a 30. There we go. Secondly, with that loud clicking noise, most likely there's a card jammed in the machine. So we are going to unplug the power to the machine. This is the round black cable. By unplugging that power, we then can open up our machine and there's our card right there. Our card is actually sticking up. So we got lucky on this one. We can take the card out. However, sometimes the card can be underneath the flipper here. So let's take a look at that. So after opening up the cover, we can take a look here at what it might look like if the card was not sticking up. We're going to look underneath the flipper here. You'll notice that we have a cleaning roller option. We can lift up on this tab here. And this is kind of a two-hand job. So by lifting up on this tab here, we then can remove the cleaning roller. This is going to allow us to have a clear view of inside and underneath the flipper. So we can find any cards that may not be in the right place or have fallen underneath. So using this big black gear here, we're going to spin it 360 degrees one way while looking for a card. So if you look down in here, you can see that we've got a card stuck in there just right underneath the flipper. This is going to cause a noise that kind of sounds like a card in a bike tire. And that's because this wheel is spinning here, creating a flip. So if you notice where these two black rolls are, this is going to allow the biggest gap opening so we can reach down in there with our hand and grab that card out. Once we get that card out, we do want to check and make sure that there's no cards here, and that's on the back of the machine. Also checking the front of the machine as well, ensuring that there's no cards down in this section. So that sounds like we've got a full 360 degree turn both ways with no clicking or sounding like the card is underneath the flipper. So then we're going to take our cleaning roller. We're going to pop that back in to our flipper. You can wash that roller if you're having a lot of card jams. That does help out. Just washing it with water and making sure that it's dry before putting it back in. Let it air dry. Don't wipe it off with any cloths or anything. That will help make sure that there's no lint that gets back on it. Once we get that, we can drop our ribbon back in, close our cover, and we should be good. Our printer should be set. One quick tip while we're looking at it. If you keep the bottom hopper closed, it does help with any card jams to keep that from a card from actually falling underneath the flipper. And so that is how to unjam your NXT5000.